All right, so this one's for you, dear Sagittarius. That's you over there. This is Tarot Illumination with your love and relationship report for the January 2018 season. Okay, so you know the drill. You've done this before. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising. Squish it all together. Reinterpret. Tell your own story. Okay, Tarot Illumination is not a fortune teller. All right, now. We're going to use a spread, crucible spread, okay? And I like this one because it's very much on the understanding that there's you, Sagittarius, a significant other, and the relationship itself. And in a really good, loving relationship, both parties invest and live through the relationship, as opposed to, let's say, face-on, one-on-one, even though you're actually facing each other one-on-one. You always take each other into consideration in the context of the relationship. That's where the love lies. That's where the gold is. So, cards were well shuffled in advance. Just going to the last seconds here. Witness, no jumpers, flyers, oracles, no reversals. Just not enough time. It's way too, let's just say, complicated. Doesn't need to be. All right, so you were a witness, you saw that, and we're going to just go for it. So, first, let's just cut, and then we'll go for it. Pardon me. All right, so this would be your love energy that you're radiating, pulsing, okay? And with the laws of attraction, over here, a significant other, the significant other, okay? Well, I'm talking about the highest levels of relationship here, where it's all about reflection, it's all about the laws of attraction. But, you know, it's sometimes hard to maintain that all day, every day. And we just get into the nuts and bolts of it, where it's all about you and all about the other, and that's your reading. There. Let's go deeper. This is deeper into you, Sagittarius, deeper into the loved one, okay? And down to the core of the relationship itself. So I'm hoping you can see here this crucible, okay? Can you see that? This is the bowl shape here, and it is inside the crucible where the alchemy of relationship occurs. The crucible in a really strong, loving relationship is very, very strong, and it's deeply invested in by both parties in order that both parties can endure and the relationship and enjoy the relationship and all the alchemy and the transformational healing and spiritual growth and worldly growth that happens in the context of the relationship. So this would be the energy of, like, well, what about it? Okay, momentum, prospects. Under here, we're going to look at circumstantial energy. This is your reading, Sagittarius. It's not a couple's reading. This is all about you in a relationship, okay? So circumstantially, we're looking at Three of Pentacles here. So my feeling, first off, is like a work in progress, where you, Sagittarius, understand the long-term perspective. You're seeing it, you're getting it, you see the value in your relationship, you see the value in your mate, you see the value in yourself, and it all adds up. And guess what? Your mate sees the value in you, your mate sees the value in the relationship, and you understand it is a work in progress, and it's worth continuing investing and growing in the future. And that's circumstantial. In other words, the life around you, your world around you, your experiences, the reflections of you coming back to you, like, you know, evidence, like a life well lived, for example, or where you messed up, it will be evident externally to you in the relationship. Okay, so it'll be very clear of what's not working and not working, but it's very evident that the investment is there to keep going. Okay, like it's good news, like almost like being arm in arm together, continuing to figure out and work out the plans, looking into the future, like how are we going to do this? And it's a team effort. So that's kind of beautiful. Just want to mention something. I haven't done it for every report, but you might be interested to know, Sagittarius, that this massive whopper new moon here in the middle of January, this Capricorn energy, is going to start changing your life incrementally over the next 3 years, starting at the end of January, middle and end of January. when it comes to value and values, which I think is very much in alignment with that little card we just pulled. You know, you're going to really understand the value of your relationship. You're going to understand the value of yourself, the value of the other, and how you can nurture that and grow that and treat it as a work in progress where you continue to invest in yourselves and each other. Let's have a look at you. Okay, so you're definitely going for it. You're definitely like clued in, mentally speaking, spiritually speaking. It's like your aspirational goals, your spiritual goals you are feeling very much in alignment with the physical manifestation of the way your life is working out. And it's also a determination to make that happen. This is like the energy of you, Sagittarius, having endured, you know, the last 2.5 years of Saturn in Sagittarius, coming out there now, like newly awakened, new thoughts, new awareness, new understandings about life in the world and everything and how it really, really works. And now it's time to bring that into action. Let's do something with this, people, in the context of a relationship. How to make it better. How to make things better. It's already, whatever you've got, all the good stuff, let's make that better. Whatever's not working, we will refine that and purify that by our intentions, by calling out specifically, by being a vigilante on the relationship if you have to. Boldly being courageous and daring enough to call each other out. Where you're willing to call out the other, you're willing to call out the relationship, anything that's not working. It takes a lot of courage to do that. Most people don't want to know. They want everything to sort of be fluffy and nice and work on autopilot without ever having to figure out what's going wrong or do the maintenance and the hard work and the continued investment into the work in progress which you actually have here. So I see this as very good news for you, Sagittarius, the exciting determination to make the best of this, given all your newfound knowledge, wisdom, and awareness. Okay? Just like don't overdo it, you know, in your enthusiasm, because sometimes if you do call things out and you feel fully justified, it might not go down that well. I'm just mentioning that, you know. So, and then you would have to ask for like, well, how are we going to make amends? Forgiveness, I didn't mean to use harsh words, but, you know, I was just calling out the truth. And they would say, well, thanks for calling out the truth. I wish you hadn't said it the way you did it, but it's okay. We're going to work on it. We're a team, okay? So let's have a look. What about the significant other over here? Okay, well, my feeling is that it's almost like they're taking advantage of the situation because they may really, really seriously need a break for themselves, okay? Because they might have been going through their own tremendous like endurance test run for years, and they need a break. And sometimes the best thing to do is seek that solace, seek that comfort, seek that healing in the context of a very deeply loving, nurturing, long-term approach type relationship where both parties go out of their way to specifically give each other what they need to nurture the other, knowing that that's an investment in the relationship for the future as part of the team effort. So, I mean, taking this to the extreme, if you, Sagittarius, realize that, you know what, sweetheart, you really need a break. I'll take things from here. Don't you worry. You take care of yourself. I'll do it. Just tell me what you need. You need a foot rub? Do you need some aspirin? Do you need me to go to the grocery store? What is it? Do you want to just be left alone and just curl up and do your meditations and self-healings and yogas? Whatever it is, just let me know, okay? Just let me know. I'm around doing my stuff, my wonderful, noble, aspirational, well-intended stuff. And they kind of go, thanks. Okay, thank you. I get it. I'll just close the door now and all the best and check in later, okay? And you go, okay, great, see you later. And they're just like, oh, I just need a break, man. I just need to rest, to chill, knowing that I'm loving, knowing that I am loved. It's okay. It's all a team effort. They're going to take care of things while I check out, okay? And then I'll be back, okay? So that's kind of how I'm feeling things right here, Sagittarius, at the moment. Going deep inside of you, let's have a look. Okay, you're on a mission. You are on a serious mission, Sagittarius, to, like, let's say, break out of the limitations that you might have had to endure recently and starting to sense a glimpse of that new horizon that started to open up for you, especially like when Saturn moves into Capricorn. It's very happy there. It's very comfortable. It's in its own element. It's in its own journey. It's all about what it's about, which is like, we're going to get things right. We're going to get things to work. We're going to manage things properly. We're going to grow this as a business. And anything that's not working, we're going to call it out. Okay. So that's really good news. Now, the thing is, so if you think of it as a planet of manifestation too, and that's moving into your second house of value and values, understanding the value of the relationship that you have, Sagittarius, and they understand their value too. So now the scary thing, of course, is that let's just say you're focusing on the positive as the super optimistic Sagittarian that you are. The thing is, when wherever Saturn goes, it also teaches a lot of lessons and restrictions for anything that's not working will be exposed. So if there's anything out of whack in terms of like your finances or your values between yourselves or each other or as an individual, that will be exposed. But that's what needs to happen. Also, the good stuff is with Saturn is if you've done a good job on your relationship, yourself and your partner on themselves, and you're continuing to invest as a team effort in the future, then that Saturn energy works for you. It actually starts to, it basically says, oh, okay, well, Sagittarius, you did do a good job, so look what happens. These are the rewards that you get for doing all that hard work, living through that last 2.5 years with Saturn and Sagittarius. You are now going to reap the rewards. Thank you very much. And that's very exciting for you because it makes you feel like it was all worth it. It was really all worth it. No matter how rough and bumpy it might have got in the relationship, you endured, it was worth it, and you're coming out the other side all literally fired up with, you know, like higher levels of aspirations, goals, values, more refined values about what works for you and what works in the context of the relationship and for your significant other, like all at once in the crucible. So I feel that's a very good perspective to have. And I feel like I have to congratulate you. Well done, Sagittarius, for coming to that level. Now, there's so much bold energy here that, you could get a little bit carried away with yourself, but the intention is so pure and so well thought out. It's like you know it by the book now. You understand what works, okay? So you're going forward with that. And the intentions are very, very good because it's really all about continuing to invest as the work in progress that you are already, okay, with the relationship and yourself and the significant other. Even while they're taking a break and it's all on you. It's okay. You can handle it. You're very strong, Sagittarius, now, having endured that Saturn and Sagittarius pattern. What about inside of them? Okay. Deep down inside, whoever they are at their soul level, I think their deep healing process that needs to go on right now, that is happening right now for them, is very, very, very important for you to understand and accept that, like, if you're a very deeply loving person, Sag, and you've got a very loving mate, and they're going through their own kind of internal personal hell right now, and the only way for them to handle it is to focus on their own self-healing, because deep inside, there's a lot of transformational energy healing that's going on. This might be something to do with the Jupiter and Scorpio transit, by the way, and there's a whole playlist for that, where the ultimate energy about the Jupiter and Scorpio pattern for the most of the rest of this 2018 is about going deep, 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 deep within and figuring out like what needs to be sliced away and cut away at the soul level so that new growth can happen, okay? And it might be like a sense of purging. They might feel as though they've been through a real grinder, a real mill, being just ripped apart, ripped to shreds. And we're dealing like with the hangover effect, the leftover effect, and also a longer term, let's say, view and awareness that there is still more transformation to occur inside of themselves. And you, dear noble Sagittarius, are right by their side, almost like their protector, their defender, their guardian, so that they can go through their deep soul healing experience and enjoy the relationship at the same time. So that's truly a gift. If you, Sagittarius, can offer that to someone, nurture, comfort, and a healing environment in a relationship, that's a beautiful gift. That is a very serious, tangible way to invest in the relationship, to give them the space in the room for them to go through their own deep soul transformation. Because that's ultimately what's good for the relationship anyway. Let's have a look over here. What about the relationship itself? Okay, so my feeling is that this is your relationship reading, Sagittarius. It's not couples. It's not theirs. This will come up in another report somewhere. But when it comes to the core of the relationship itself, there's a tremendous sense of like well done, completion. Like, it's amazing how you've come so far. You've endured so much together, and there's still so much to learn, so much to do. And it's going to involve deep transformation for the significant other. And you're there, fully supportive, because you're going through your own new journey awakening thing too. I'm aligning these very closely with the Jupiter and Scorpio thing here and the Saturn and Sagittarius thing here that is completed. Now we're entering into Saturn and Capricorn. So I'm feeling with this new moon here in the middle of January, it's very much a very vivid calendar moment about the end of one way of being and living for you, Sagittarius, and for your mate, and for the relationship. Whatever you knew as all the paradigms are now going to change irrevocably, okay? And a whole new thing starts. So just like on a new moon, it can bring the endings of what were and the beginnings of what will be. And it's very much on a ticking clock, okay? Very much aligned with the Saturn energy, which is very much the planet of time, karma, okay? So my feeling is that this is really good. It's really wholesome, and it's very appropriate. And it's you, Sagittarius, being very well tuned into nature, the great beyond, where you don't have to know anything about tarot. You don't have to know anything about astrology or anything like that. You're just already in the zone because you are very loving and you are very loved, and it's being demonstrated through your intentions and your new levels of wisdom, giving them this significant loved one here the chance for them to grow and in their own way. Basically coming back to the Three of Pentacles, where it is a team effort and you can see it. So in other words, the big movie of your life up to this new moon is over, and the new movie that's going to start from this new moon is beginning, and it's still in the context of this relationship. Okay, let's have a look over here. Okay, however, I'm going to put a caveat here. However, it's on the understanding that you and your significant other, with these, I'm just going to give you my interpretation, is having a deep acceptance of like the mystery of what's going to happen and how it's going to happen, where neither of you would like force anything to happen the way you think it should be, or the way they think it should be, according to, you know, the transformations that you've both endured. But it's literally, actually, I wrote a song about this. It's going to be out hopefully this year. It's still in the process of writing, but it's called I Surrender. But it's literally surrendering. You surrender yourself to the mystery of the great unknown about how your new life will unfold. Because I do see a very big transformation coming for both of you here. Them inside of their souls, you for in your waking day-to-day life, starting with this Capricorn new moon. It's the end of old ways, the beginning of new ways, without prejudice. In other words, You're just going to live the mystery, enjoy the mystery, love the mystery, and treat that as part of the process. It's very, very beautiful. It's very beautiful. Like, you don't have to know all the answers all the time. The beauty is with this card here, the prospects are that it's almost like you're divinely, let's say, protected to the point where you don't even have to do all those tarot illumination things like the invocations and whatever. You can do all that stuff if you want, but there, I feel as though the relationship itself is very blessed in a certain way where you can trust in, let's say, the divinity of what's happening, the the spirituality, the core spirit of the relationship, basically, that you've brought with you from the Saturn pattern, and infusing it into the relationship where it's like neither of you really has to have a master plan. The important thing is to love and be loved, continue to live by your inspiration in the spirit, and allow things to unfold in a very natural, organic way. That would be like witnessing your own movie, so to speak, as it unfolds. And it's very, very beautiful, and where there's no pressure. It's just this very serene, beautiful entity. The relationship that you own, the actual relationship itself, is very beautiful. It's just like you can witness, you and a significant other can witness and observe the outcome of a life well lived, decisions well made, no matter how rough it might have been, where you can see that the relationship itself, this thing itself that you guys own, is a beautiful thing in its own right. It's just like a very beautiful exotic orchid, a very unique orchid that has its own unique, let's say, way of being and structure and identity, that you don't have to explain it to everybody. You just have to enjoy it. Okay? Just love the mystery, live the mystery, and enjoy it. Don't be scared of saying goodbye to the old. Embrace the new and surrender to the mystery of what is unfolding. I think this is beautiful. I'm very happy for you, Sagittarius. I'm going to stop talking now so I don't mess it up. Okay. So there you go. I'll just put this one over to the side here for circumstantial energy so that you can reinterpret however you want. Okay? Well done. Thank you so much, Sag. Make the best of it. Bye-bye. Thank you for choosing Tarot Illumination. Bye.